They're about to expose the truth. They're about to expose the truth. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Richard, aka the Urban Warlock of Urban Warlock Healing. I'm going to be doing a targeted individual psychic and tarot reading, so it's going to be a bit of a longer one, this one, so stick around. So if you're a TI, this could be for you. If you want a personalised reading, just hop down to the video description. You can find my Beacons AI link down there. You can get targeted individuals, same day recorded reading, psychic or tarot. You can book phone and video chat with me as well from 25 quid. Okay, so they're about to expose themselves, interestingly. Ha ha ha. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Princess of Pentacles who's got her boobs out. She's exposing herself. So just a little bit of confirmation there. Right, so it feels like there's been some kind of plan in place, and I feel like the collective stumbled across it at some point. Now, what's happened here is one of the flying monkeys at some point, probably not so much a flying monkey but more a kind of rat on the ship, exposed some information to this collective probably some time ago now, and by you having that knowledge and information, you've sat on it. I think there was an opportunity to expose this some time ago, but you held back on doing it. Reason being is you felt like there was more to play out. Okay, so if this is resonating, stick with it. Okay, it feels like your enemies, your attackers, are about to expose something. Now, they feel that it's been left long enough. They have such disdain for the collective and think that the collective is so, I'm afraid by phrase, stupid, that you won't expose the content at the right moment. You've signed it, you've kept your receipts, and it's about to go off. Okay, the crescendo to this chapter is about to end. Okay, for too long you have sat waiting for your truth to be exposed. Okay, what you knew, what's really been going off, and the motives. And this final piece of the puzzle that not you but your enemies are going to slot into place is going to allow you the opportunity to release the bombshell that you've been holding on to. Okay, Source is proud of you for waiting and being patient. They know it's not been easy. They know that all this time the lack of belief, the rumours and lies spread about you, the collective, has been rife and at times unbearable. Okay. Now, forewarning, and we'll see if this comes up in the tarot section, don't get me wrong, but don't expect many to voice their opinion on this. Okay. It is going to be the same pattern of being monitored, but very little way of voices standing by your side. Okay, but that part is not important. The important part is about releasing the knowledge that you have, because it will give credence and credibility to not only who you are, but also what you have been trying to say to people. Okay, don't expect mega change. Okay, but this is more about quote unquote clearing your name. Okay, the information that you hold, the truth that you hold, will become undeniable, because this final piece of the jigsaw puzzle makes the evidence unequivocal. Okay, it takes it from hearsay, it takes it from potential slander to truth, to facts. And they're slipping themselves up here by putting that piece of the jigsaw puzzle into place for you. But more fool them. The ego, the arrogance, and the greed of these people far outweighs their fear of being exposed. Now, they know that they will continue to, in one sense, prosper for a period of time due to the support of the rats that are scrabbling around on the sinking ship. Okay. However, I want to tell the collective to fear not. Okay. Karma will come. This next phase is about exposing the clowns in this circus. However, this is not of your concern. Once you've dropped the proverbial pipe bomb, it is time to walk away. It is time to walk away. That chapter for you is now complete. Okay, when the aftermath happens, okay, you'll be out the way. You will hear about this. Okay, and so you will get confirmation that karma has been served, but you are to move away from this, and then no further comment. Okay, no further comment. Allow yourself some time to rest in these, I want to say in these coming months, because you might not be able to rest just yet. If you're like me, you're really busy. You've still got events and stuff like that coming up, but allow your time to rest as and when, because as the new year hits, you'll be fully entering into that new timeline. Okay, what it is that you have been seeking will come to you at full force forwards. Okay, there will be no more stopping of the abundance and flow. Okay, so you might have had a taste of what it is now. Okay, but moving forwards, there will be no stopping of the abundance and flow for you. So for the rest of this year, where you can take some downtime, where you can take some rest, take some time off if you can. Okay, because next year, 2027, for this collective, is going to be extremely prosperous and extremely busy. Okay. So know it, hold it in your heart and go forth. Those who have shown unconditional, unwavering support will be rewarded by proxy, not by you, but by source. Okay, so those who have shown unwavering support will be rewarded by source. Okay, you don't need to tell these people that. Okay, that will be their kind of surprise as it comes through, and they'll be kind of like, oh, I don't understand why all of a sudden this has happened. It's great. And it's because they have stood by your side through the gossip, through the slander, through the lies, and put their necks on the chopping block to show support for you. Okay, all those who have shown doubt, all those who have walked away, all of those who have sided with your enemies and attackers will fall to ruin. They will fall to ruin. It is part of their karma. It's part of their karma. They had a choice. They have free will and choice. That is your divinity. But and they chose wrong. They chose wrong. They chose themselves over the greater purpose and the greater collective. These charlatans who are literally just out to feed their ego and line their pockets are going to be exposed in the most public way. Okay. I want to say the first round, so the ones that have kind of sided with your attackers from the start and knew the truth, but not the ones who knew the truth and just kind of like hid away. Okay, they'll get separate karma, but the ones that knew the truth, sided with your enemies and attackers, and then continued to feed into the narrative and the lies, despite knowing the truth, okay, they are going to be made the heaviest example of, okay. Sources saying that the karma that these people will receive will seem heavy, will seem very, very heavy. It's almost like that phrase of, does the crime fit the punishment? Well, in this case, no. Because Source wants to deliberately make an example out of these people, okay? Because they knew the truth and they continued to feed in to the system. They continued to feed into the lies, the heresy, and so they're going to be brought down heavy, okay? Do you want to say that? Okay, it could involve a unaliving. Okay, just one. As and when this happens, the collective are to have no remorse, as it is not them who is doing this. It is Source. Okay, by going against the collective, they have touched an anointed one, and therefore by proxy have insulted, disrespected, and gone against Source itself. This chapter should have ended, I want to say, 6 months ago, something like that. But the level of I've used this word a while ago, infidels. The level of infidels that have chosen the dark path, the path of darkness, to go against the ascension, has been beyond compare. Beyond compare. Okay, I want to say that in the annals of history, when spiritual war has taken place and people were asked to choose a side, that the balance that we saw then in those times past were far greater on the right side of things. This time round, in this moment in history, in this spiritual war that we are going through, possibly the most important spiritual war of all time, the amount that have chosen wrong is beyond compare, and Source is disappointed. Source is disappointed with the human race. Source is disappointed with how many put themselves so selfishly and greedily above the greater purpose. These people, so we're talking about people who portray themselves as spiritual people. So in my case, it'll be people who work in the industry. These people were given a gift, and a tool from God Source Universe to help with the ascension, to help bring the change. And all they have done is squander this. They have squandered this for their own greed, for their own profit, and for their own ego. Enough is enough. These people will be returned back to the Matrix to face their karma. No more tag-alongs, no more riding the coattails of the chosen. Okay, these people are going to be publicly exposed. They will feel naked, they will feel vulnerable, and they will feel at a loss. The only option that they have is to return back to a life of grind. The life of grind that they have so desperately attempted to run away from and falsify the gifts and talents that they have. So yeah, so some I'm not saying all of them, but some of these people, they've got these gifts, they've got these talents, they've got these psychic abilities, they've got these magical abilities, they've got these healing abilities, whatever the situation is, and they've pissed it up the wall basically. They've absolutely pissed it up the wall, and they've used it to their advantage again. I want to say as well, there's many out there who have ripped off, copied, assimilated the chosen, and those are for heavy karma. Okay, they're for heavy karma. It's got a feel of, impersonating a police officer type energy to it. Okay, so you the collective, it's time to sit back, right? Because your moment, I want to use the word of release. So letting this, whatever it is, out, showing it to the world, exposing the truth, is about to take place. Okay, you drop it, you walk away. Okay, there's nothing more to be said about it. You drop it, release it, you walk away. Okay. And it's always in my mind. It's like a bomb with a timer on. So it's like you drop it, the timer's going, you walk away. Okay. I want to say that this collective has been hidden in plain sight from the start. Okay. I feel like this collective, they have some kind of idea of who they are at a soul level, but I feel like the further layers of the onion are going to get peeled back, and you're going to fully see and embrace and explore who you really are. So at a soul level, okay, that's coming up. That's going to be part of the next chapter. There will be challenges along the way. Ironic, it's kind of one of those weird ones where had one of these challenges come up a bit of time ago, this would be like the most impossible challenge that you've ever had. But it's almost like because you've navigated what you've navigated potentially through your whole life, it won't even seem like a challenge. So I don't want this collective to worry about what's coming out. When I say that, you won't need to worry about it. You have that much experience in your tool belt that it's going to be a breeze. You know what I mean? It'll just feel like a minor inconvenience, and that's what these things are going to feel like moving forwards. Okay, the House of Cards is falling behind you. Okay, it will. And again, just to clarify, because I don't want this collective thinking that you're going to say something, you're going to do something, everything's going to fall apart. Yippee, move on. No, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Because they're trying, because they it's like the House of Cards. It's like because they've glued it together with BS and lies, and that kind of falsified structure is starting to weaken. It's almost like, you expose this stuff and people still support it, knowing that you've exposed it, knowing what the truth is. And it takes a little bit of time for the majority to start kind of, pointing the finger and saying, why are you still supporting that? Have you not heard what's come out? You look at it with things like certain world leaders and what's been exposed about them recently. Nothing's happened, nothing's changed, not at the moment at least. And part of the problem is that people's egos kick in. And it's almost like if they stop and pull away, they're kind of admitting by proxy that they were supporting this stuff. And like I say, it takes a little bit of time for that structure to weaken. But when you've built your house on using slave labor or using thieves, vagabonds, backstabbers, rats, at some point that fear within them, that desire to only feed themselves kicks in, and they scuttle off. And the more and more of the pins of this structure that start to fall away, the weaker that structure gets. When you surround yourself with truth speakers, truth seekers, warriors, true divine warriors of the light, that is how you become unbreakable. It might be a numbers game. Yeah, you might be heavily outmanned, out-armoured and outgunned, but you have Source on your side. You've never wavered from that belief, that trust, and that knowing in Source. So this collective is going to be perfectly fine. Right, I'm just going to... I know I didn't use many tarot cards, but I didn't use any tarot cards today. I flashed you one with a breast. That was it. Okay. Well, I wanted this to be a bit longer anyway. So, okay. Seven of Swords, Lord of Unstable Effort. So all that instability that you've had to face. You're taking control of the situation now. Five of Pentacles in the reverse, Lord of Material Trouble. So that's coming to an end. I feel like with this collective, some of that might have already started to kind of take effect. Like I say, anything that you feel like you might be kind of receiving as a reward right now, it's come next year, my fucking god, you know what I mean. You can't even really imagine what's in store for you in a positive sense. So we've got Two of Swords in the reverse, Lord of Peace restored, and then we've got Three of Pentacles in the reverse position, Lord of Material Work. So yeah, this is in regard to your attackers. Like I say, it is going to take a bit of time, okay, but things are going to kind of start slowly falling apart. The glue that's been holding this structure together is going to start to unbind. So let's get some urban truth out. Secure the bag. New opportunities are opening. Your effort is paying off. This is your moment to claim abundance. So yeah, good things coming for this collective. Just show you the card so you know I'm not Billy bullshitting. And then we'll move on to the Tarot in a second. Emotional roller coaster. Emotional roller coaster. Highs feel electric, lows drop suddenly. This connection is intense but unstable. I think that's just in regard to excuse me, the current the current situation that's coming to an end. There's been a lot of ups and downs along the way. There's been a lot of hardship. Did I get one? I didn't, and I wanted to say that there's stability coming in. Okay, prioritize your energy during this time. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your energy is precious. Choose where you place it. So I kind of want to tie that into what I was saying in regard to making sure that you have some time to kind of rest when you can, because it's time to start prioritizing that energy. Watch out for any fake friends alert. Someone smiles but doesn't truly support you. Jealousy hides behind kindness. Their real energy is starting to show. So just be kind of mindful of that. Watch out for the creepy crawlers kind of coming in, looking for information. When they do, say no first. Your peace matters more than their expectations. You don't need to over explain. Saying no protects your energy. Okay, so let's go on to the tarot section now. So I'm just going to do a bit of a kind of extended targeted individuals tarot reading. It's going to be what's going off in the background at the moment and how things are going to pan out. I'm going to be using my Gothic deck, so I'm going to be going a little bit left field with these. If you want a standard targeted individuals tarot, they're £25. It's 8 cards per spread, so there's not quite as many cards. They're prior to same day guaranteed recorded. Again, if you just hop down to the video description, you can find the Beacons AI link in there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel whilst you're here, please, people. And drop us a comment, whatever you like, as long as it's nice. And give this video a like as well. Right, so the Emperor, 6 of Swords, 10 of Swords, what's that, 4 of Wands in the reverse. Right, so I'm going to say this is you, the collective. I think that you've stepped up into that Emperor energy. Okay, you've taken control of the situation. You've taken your seat of power. Because of this, 6 of Swords, sorry, your attackers are starting to have to think about going in a new direction. Okay, I don't think this has happened. Well, I think that you've stepped up into Emperor mode. Don't get me wrong. Let me continue anyway, because like I say, I'm not sure if I'm going to say that just yet. So 10 of Swords. Swords there where we think words we use. Body run through. A lightning bolt going through it. And then 4 of Wands in the reverse. So we call this the 11-11 card. Wands relates to fire. We're generally talking about taking some kind of action. It's in the reverse position. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think if this is there's something behind this in regard to what they're wanting for you. Let's continue anyway. Let me get some more cards out. So, because I go a little bit left field with this. 7 of Pentacles, Hanged Man, Star card in the reverse. Right, so what's happened here is that you've stepped up into Emperor energy. Okay, good ruler, good leader, wise, knowledgeable, firm but fair, not afraid of fight, not afraid of change. And it feels like what they've had to do is they've kind of had to kind of mentally go in a new direction for a short period at least. With the 10 of Swords there, I kind of feel like one of them, one person in this is kind of giving up the ghost, giving up hope, and giving up hope that 4 of Wands, that kind of happy ever after, isn't going to happen. So with the 7 of Pentacles here, well, Pentacles relates to Earth, can mean money and finance, can mean non-financial wealth. That's what investing our time, efforts, and energies in. What I'm drawn to is the character, and it's like they're approaching the tree. It's a bit like a kind of tree of knowledge of some sort, and it's like they're trying to get some information, some knowledge out the situation. I mean, the standard way I can go with that is not where we want to be yet, but going in the right direction. And obviously, that's not the case. There could be a little bit of an element to that, as well, as if one of them or some of these people might not be the main protagonist, could be the people involved in this. If they're a bit pagany, those guys have a little bit of a habit of running off to the forest whenever times get a little bit tough. Hanged Man. Okay, Star card in the reverse. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit grim here. It wouldn't surprise me if you hear within the next couple of days, week or so, that somebody's unalived themselves, to be honest with you. And it comes down to the fact that they could see that star card that they've been promised by the main protagonist ain't going to materialise. You know, that star card that these people wanted is going to start evaporating. Like I say, don't get me wrong, based on the first part of the message, I think they're going to be ticking along for a bit of time yet, but the reality of the situation is going to start hitting. Right, 6 cups. Hierophant in the reverse. So cups, water, emotions. Now this is normally about emotional balance. What I'm drawn to is there's 3 characters walking towards a well, and then you've got the cups around the outside there. So it's almost like, yeah, I'm getting the phrase fountain of knowledge. Fountain of knowledge. I was thinking this might be in regard to one kind of core clique, but I don't think it is. I think these are different people or different collectives. Hierophant in the reverse. So the Hierophant as standard talks about gaining wisdom and knowledge, learning about you more and more about yourself, honing your craft, etc. And they can't get anything. So it's almost like you. So I'm sticking with you're the emperor. You're the emperor in this. You've got some people who are sad that they're not going to get. They can see that they're not going to get what they were promised. So they're disappearing. You've got some people who are metaphorically being struck by lightning and run through. You've got some people starting to realise this. You know, the necropolis that they've pinned their hat to is starting to crumble. You've got the pagan types running off to the hills. You've got somebody kind of unaliving themselves because they're not feeling like they're not going to get the star card. You've got others kind of trying to, you know, much like with that 7 of Pentacles going to the Tree of Knowledge. You've got some people going to the Fountain of Knowledge. They're being denied access. Overall outcome card. Empress in the reverse. Now, I think this is somebody else. Okay, I don't think it's like a counterpart to you. I don't think it's the other energies of you, because on this deck she's a bit evil looking. She's got a cup of glowing red stuff. And glowing red eyes. It's in the reverse position. I think that's kind of because you've stepped up into Emperor mode, and it's like you're opposing the Empress. Okay, and that indicates to me that this Empress is starting to fall. So it's going to be at least one of the leaders, or if you've just got one main protagonist, it's going to be the main protagonist starting to fall. Obstacles or blockages. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So we often call this guy the banker, is the investment card of the investment suit. So what I want to say with this is the obstacle or blockage is if you, at this moment in time, you need to be basically hoarding your metaphorical wealth. Okay, that's your task at hand at the moment, to be hoarding your metaphorical wealth, not as in not giving it away to people, not helping people out during this time. Okay, and if you're one of these people who likes to help people, just be patient. It will come. You will have that moment to help people again. Removing any blockages. 3 of Swords in the reverse. Swords are where we think words we use. So we call this the Heartbreak card for obvious reasons. So it's time to start releasing this, because like I say, you've got a moment. It might not have happened yet, because that Emperor energy might be this proverbial dropping of the pipe bomb. What you're being advised to do is not give anything away. Focus on doing this release from the past. So let's go into the divination row. I normally set my intentions for this up to 6 months. It doesn't have to go that far. We'll kind of see what we feel it's going like. So I tend to find this goes chronologically normally in a standard reading, but these ones, like I say, they have to go a little bit left field with them. Right, so let's give them a shuffle. Right, what's that? 2 of Wands in the reverse. 8 of Wands. Page of Wands in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. Right, so 2 of Wands in the reverse. Right, so this is about making a plan moving forward. So this is your attacker. So I want to say all plans are on hold. Okay, why? 8 of Wands. This is you. Okay, gaining more power, gaining more energy, gaining more kind of magical abilities and stuff like that. Page of Wands in the reverse. So this is the little monitoring spirits. They're starting to take a step back. Temperance in the reverse. Okay, so it's either that these people are starting to go out of alignment. The other way I can go is some kind of offer. It's that kind of red pill, blue pill type energy with the bowls refusing that. Let's see. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Star card now. Four of Pentacles in the reverse here. I'm not going to say this is you this time. Okay, it wouldn't make sense in the narrative of the story. So I feel like with the Temperance card there, because it's almost got that slight kind of balancing energy. I think that the balance is going to tip, and these people. Not just your attackers, but the other protagonists in this as well. Those coins, those proverbial coins that they've been hoarding and holding on to, they're going to be flying out like Sonic the Hedgehog when he's been hit by a baddie. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So these people who have been kind of trying to run away, running off to the woods, running off to the hills, they're not going to be able to do that. Okay, and any knowledge from this kind of tree of knowledge, whatever you want to call it, gates are shut, portals shut. Right, Star card. Okay. You're going on to your star card. You're supposed to be the star of this show. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Right, so Five of Pentacles. Now, what I'm drawn to on this card is, because you've got the two characters there, they're walking away from the structure. It's normally a church in the standard Rider-Waite. So this, for me, is confirmation that within, where are we, 4 to 5 months' time, 5 to 6 months' time, this is when people are going to be leaving that structure in the cold. They're walking away. They're moving away. Page of Swords. Okay, I think there could be some kind of continued monitoring. It's kind of a little bit like, right, what's the collective doing? Can we try and get on their side? Obviously, don't let them. Shut them out. Leave them out in the cold. Overall outcome card. Three of Swords. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is the people, and like I said earlier, the main protagonists, they're not going to topple for a period of time yet. So the Three of Swords here is these people that sided with your attackers, sided with your enemies, knowing the truth, okay, or at least being told the truth. Some of these might not have been directly involved in the slander, okay, but they still knew the truth anyway. They knew how you'd been treated. They knew what had gone down, and they still decided to prop up this structure. Well, they're going to walk away because they're going to realise. I want to say they're going to realise it's an unsafe territory. It's not. It's become a hostile environment. I want to say. They're going to do a little bit of monitoring. Where can we go next? But ultimately, they're going to have nowhere to go. They're going to have nowhere to go because, like I say, they by proxy touched an anointed one. By proxy. So, like I say, I'm not saying with these people they directly got involved in the attacks. Like I say, those people are going to be made an extreme example of. But they knew the truth. They knew the truth and didn't walk away when the time was right. Obstacles or blockages. Sun card in the reverse. Okay, so your Sun card is coming. Okay, I feel like the blockage will be if you question and doubt this. You've got to have a bit of blind faith with this. This is going to play out the way it says it's going to. Removing any blockages. Tower card in the reverse. Right, so the Tower card, fixed card. Tower card in the reverse position says it's either kind of see it coming, brace for impact, or self-imposed. It's got a little bit of both. It's got a little bit of both because it feels like you're dropping the tower in that Emperor energy when the time's right any day now. And then as you move forwards, again, the karma is going to come. It has to happen. It has to happen. And I want to say that the collective have been so very, very, very patient. Very, very patient. Very patient with waiting for somebody to be made an example of. Because I feel like some people, at least, in this whole situation, have started to receive karma. But as I often say to people in my readings or on the lives and stuff like that, You know, they're not going to be kind of posting all over the social media, oh, this terrible thing's happened to me, I'm receiving my karma because I went against the collective. Of course they're not. They're going to keep it quiet. They're going to pretend everything's peachy. You know, all the while in the background, they're running out of money, they're getting into debt, they might owe people money, you know, loan sharks, etc. Their health's deteriorating, they might have lost people close to them. You know, all that kind of stuff that goes along with what comes out of the karma. So yeah, it's all starting to unfold and unravel. Like I say, your job here is, when that moment comes, drop the proverbial pipe bomb and walk away. You will hear about a lot of this stuff later on down the line, but it's about having faith, belief, and knowing that it's going to happen. Okay, like I say, the main protagonist, that structure, I don't want to call it that, but that structure that they've built for them, it is still intact and will be for a bit of time yet. Okay, but it is starting to fall, and the more and more of the rats that start leaving the sinking ship, the more of those rivets that have been holding up that structure start to come popping out. Okay, and that's when it will start to fall. Okay, so you got nothing to worry about. Okay, so just remind everybody, my lives aren't on TikTok now; they're across on Facebook due to the ridiculousness that has become of TikTok. If you'd like me to do some YouTube ones, I'm happy to do that. Just drop me a comment. I've obviously not got as many followers on here though, so I would have to kind of set a day and time for that. Yeah, subscribe if you're new here. If you want a personalised reading, video description, Beacons AI link. That's my link in bio. You can book your video chat from 25 or your same day guaranteed from 10 quid. Good luck out there. You got this. Ta-ta.